Our question number one, what is the key, in your opinion, to economic growth in Taylor? What is the key, in your opinion, to economic growth in Taylor? And we start over on the far side, is that correct? Okay.
The key to economic growth for Taylor, obviously, is pretty simple, is to bring new business. But that in and of itself is not an easy answer. I serve on the Enterprise Fund Board for the Speaker of the House, and as a part of that responsibility, I sit and evaluate projects that are looking to move to Texas. And in that endeavor, I sit down with chambers, city councilmen, county judges, EDCs, you name it, from the local areas, and they come and present the attributes that they have to sell their particular jurisdiction, whether it's a city or the county. In this case, I think what we need to do is we need to take a look at all the ingredients that make Taylor attractive. Your infrastructure, we have needs. Our school district, we're working on those issues. Our roads, that's an issue I'm sure that we'll talk about more today. People, workforce, training, all those issues go into the decision making for executives. And so, on one hand, what we need to do is come together, develop a plan, identify what is it in Taylor that we have to sell. What are our strengths? Where are the skilled workforce that we have, and can we match that up with our the particular businesses that are looking to come to Taylor? Look at our EDC. How effective is the EDC? Do we have a scoring mechanism in which we can put a test to the EDC and ask them, have they met their goals and their objectives? The chamber, Lonnie mentioned some of the objectives. How good are those objectives working? There's a number of ingredients, and I think what we need to do is step back, look at all of them, ask ourselves which ones are effective, which ones are working, which ones do we need to put more resources in or less resources in, and then develop a plan that will address and market Taylor and increase the attractiveness of Taylor. Thank you.
Chris, the question, what is the key, in your opinion, to economic growth in Taylor?
I agree with much of what Mr. Answer has to say. I think we need to be also much more proactive in selling Taylor as a place to set up shop, do business. I think some of the philosophies of past civic leaders have been to keep merely the local flavor of Taylor consistent and avoid any homogenization that we might see nationwide. I think there is possibility that we can sustain that homogenization, but also keep the flair of Taylor, its historic roots, keep small shops open. I think we need to diversify what we're doing here. In the past, Taylor's been an agricultural community. We relied too heavily on a single economy. That economy collapsed, and we've been dealing with the outcome of that for 20, 30 years. We need to seek out businesses and sell the city. Taylor's a great place to do business. We have a number of resources that we can leverage, whether it's the airport, the railways, the highway corridors, or otherwise. But nobody knows that we're here unless we're actually seeking them out. A mere example of that is Schlitterbahn. Schlitterbahn pitched Corpus Christi twice to set up shop there. Have we picked up the phone to say, hey, we've got a great river up here. We can attract tourists here. Are we doing those things? And I think putting some benchmarks with the EDC are imperative. Are those resources being expended appropriately? Are they creating the results that we're needing? If not, we need to modify. We have prohibitive city code in place that prevents businesses, say Bennigan's, etc., from getting liquor licenses to do business here because they might wish to set up a site within 1,000 feet of a church, whereas older establishments are grandfathered in and can sell within 500 feet of a church. That sort of prohibitive environment keeps businesses from coming here, keeps jobs from coming here, and we don't see the growth that we need. Thank you.
Okay, Grant, we're all ready for you. Question, what is the key, in your opinion, to economic growth in Taylor?
I think the key to economic growth in Taylor is a more fundamental. We need to foster a pro-business environment. I know the city staff prides itself on being pro-business. I have to say that in my 4 years of planning and zoning, I've witnessed evidence to the contrary, and in speaking to local business people, even if it's not reality, the perception is the city is not pro-business. So we need to change that culture, we need to change that perception. We need to create an environment where the city is seen as a partner to business, a facilitator to help businesses be established and to grow within the community. We need to employ measures to make starting and growing a business in Taylor easier. Taylor needs to get the reputation of a place in Central Texas. If you want to start a business, Taylor's the place to come. We can employ, we can streamline some processes to make this a reality. We can, for instance, move towards a concurrent application process if you're waiting to apply for permits and develop your property to establish a business. We could establish a single point of contact or liaison to walk business owners through the process to make it easier for them to get up and running. We need to benchmark against other communities. We need to see what Hutto's doing, what Georgetown's doing, what Round Rock's doing. Benchmark against them, apply metrics, steal shamelessly. If they have a better idea about doing things than we do, let's steal that and employ it here in Taylor. We need to create an environment in Taylor where it's easy for people to come here, to start a business, and to grow it. And that's what the economic development in this community.
Donnie, what is the key, in your opinion, to economic growth in the city of Taylor?
Thank you, Fred. Well, I'm going to say fundamentally it starts with supporting who we have here now. With the businesses that have been here 1 year, 5 years, 20 years, and so on, we have to continue to support them and keep them strong. Scouts, I'm going to call them, come into town, and long before they go to City Hall, they go to local merchants and test the waters and ask questions. How well do you feel you're being supported by your local residents? Those questions happen often. I think also with that foundation, you lead into attracting retail. Right across the road, we have a shopping center. One may say half full, one may say half empty. From the business perspective, I see it as half empty. The perception seen by anyone coming to Taylor in certain areas see that as a negative and have to ask why. If we create that foundation of attracting retail and filling these shops, also more buildings downtown, that will give the impression that we're thriving. It will also create the foundation to be more attractive to big industry, because the big industry will see more things for the families that they would hope to move here, that we could hope to not have just employed here, but to retain them in buying homes here and not having to live in Pflugerville or Round Rock and just driving in here. If they're living here and they've invested, they've become a stakeholder, just like you and I.